Hey everybody, and welcome back. I'm the Dependent Fanatic, and predictions are done for me. You can go watch the live stream with cousin Adam. That was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But now it's time to look at what the AP had in the top 10. I like to do my stuff before other people. Same goes with predictions against the spread every week this upcoming season. Those videos will be out. I do them before I look at what the line is in Vegas. Of course, I make my prediction, what the score is going to be, and then I find out a spread for myself, and then I compare that with Vegas. So it's now time for the AP and the top 10. It seems like the AP values just historical greats this season, every season, and so do I. I actually have 9 of their top 10 in my playoff. So we agree, the AP and I, on who the best teams are. Let's see how we get there and who won it in 2014. So we're going a decade long for all of these programs. I'm going to give you their overall wins in the last decade. I'm going to give you how many national titles they have and how many conference titles they have. Who's the coach now and how much of effect has he had? What's your winning percentage? Let's find out right here. So the AP has Georgia number 1, Ohio State number 2, Oregon 3, Texas 4, Alabama 5, Ole Miss 6, Notre Dame 7. Penn State is number 8, and number 9 is Michigan, yours truly. And if you do not know, I'm in my predictions. I have this number 12 will be a 13 next season. Count on it. All right, and then number 10 is Florida State. What was it in 2014? The final ranking of the first playoff season, 4-team playoff. It's pretty fitting, isn't it, that there's been 10 years, a straight decade of the 4-team playoff, and that's what we're talking about here today. Ohio State. All right, they won that year. That was the year that they won their national championship over Oregon. They finished the season 14-1. So Oregon was number 2, finished 13-2. TCU was number 3 way back then. I forgot. I had forgotten how great they were before, even before Sonny Dykes. You had Gary Patterson there. TCU won a playoff game between then and now over Michigan, but not much else since then. So they're one of the teams that aren't going to be around they're not a team that is in this preseason top 10. Alabama is, they finished number 4, 12-2. Florida State is, they finished 13-1. They won the ACC last year, but it's been kind of dire since that 2014 ACC title that they had. Number 6 was Michigan State. Michigan State finished 11-2. They won the Big Ten in 2015 and got smoked by Alabama, but they finished a season number 6. Wow. Number 7 was Baylor, 11-2. And number 8 was Georgia Tech, 11-3. These two finishing in the top 10 really include Michigan State. Those 3 teams. It seems worlds away from today's day and age in college football, them getting back. But it goes to show you that anything can happen in any given year. But it's unlikely. Number 9, it was Georgia that year. 10-3. Interim head coach Brian McClendon won the Tax Slayer Bowl, I believe, for them that year. Number 10, UCLA finished 10-3 that year. So 5 teams from that final ranking 10 years ago are still rolling in this preseason top 10. Half of them. Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Alabama, and Florida State. Now, let's dive into the preseason top 10, what do their last 10 years look like? I would say Alabama is the top team over the last 10 years. Number one, they have a 90 win percentage. 90% over the last 10 years, going 127-14. They have 3 national titles and 7 conference championships. Saban is gone, but is the culture gone? That's something that people need to differentiate. Did he leave the culture? Did Jim Harbaugh leave the culture? And actually, Michigan has a better shot of retaining that culture because we hired from within. Now, number 2 is Ohio State over the last 10 years, 115-15. 88% is number 2. They have 1 national title in the first playoff year and 6 conference titles. The only other Big Ten teams in the last 10 years to win conference titles are Michigan and Penn State. Ryan Day is in the process of stealing second base, though, so don't worry about that. He's born on third. He's ready to steal second at any time now. Number 3 is Georgia. 104-22 in the last decade. 2 national titles and 2 conference championships, and Kirby has that thing rocking, right? And people say, I saw a new article, Georgia doesn't have the depth that they normally have, that the depth that they're used to. And I know that too. I had a video on that. I said that. But when I had a national title contenders video on Georgia, I deep dived into them, told you who they have come back and everything, and I agreed. And they have a brutal schedule, but still, it's Kirby Smart, not Ryan Day. It's Carson Beck, not whoever the hell Ohio State's quarterback's going to be. So, and I know that they're all 4 or 5 stars. Yeah, they might not be stacked as much as they're used to, but I think it's still good enough to make it to the national championship game this season. All right, now that was number 3. Number 4, in the last decade, surprised me quite a bit. It was Michigan. It was yours truly with a 75% win percentage. That includes the 2-4 COVID season and a 5-7 season from Brady Hoke before Harbaugh got there. Michigan's won the national championship and 3 conference championships. Harbaugh spent 9 years here. Now it's Sharon Moore at the helm. Number 5 was Notre Dame over the last decade. Of these top 10 AP teams, I want to specify that. 74% Notre Dame went over the last decade. 95-33. No national titles and conference championships are not applicable. They could have won 1 in that COVID season, but blew it in the rematch versus Clemson. Freeman is 19-8 in 2 years, and that includes the Fiesta Bowl loss from when he was in interim. So, who is number 6? That's the top 5 of these teams. Why don't people believe in Michigan? Let me know anything you think in the comments below about this video. But number 6 is Oregon. 70% over the last 10 years. 90-38, sorry. 0 national titles, but they have won 2 conference titles in the last decade. Lanning is 22-5, though, in the last 2 years. So they're on the rise here, just like Michigan. Michigan's last 3 years really have bolstered their last 10 overall. Some of these teams are more consistent, I would say, but we just got back. So We'll be there. Number 7, 69% win percentage is Penn State, 88-39 over the last decade. No national titles, but one conference title. Franklin has been there, I think, the whole time. He's had the last 10 years. He got there the year before that, I believe. So, not much to say about that. And Adam said that Penn State was going to make it all the way to the title game, didn't he? And I'm a little bit. I know they have a great team. The depth is great. They're upperclassmen. Aller should be better. I guess that's what I'm hinged on. Is I don't think Aller is going to be that guy to do it for them, especially in this expanded Big Ten this season. But hey, if it happens, we have a little bet with our brackets. So go look at mine. He tells you yours, and he had 2 group of 5 teams in there, which is possible. I had a 3-loss Power 4 team, and so say 2 group of 5 teams go undefeated or have 1 loss. That it's possible. It very well is possible. All right, number 8. Florida State is 67% over the last 10 years, 82-41. 0 national titles, 2 conference titles though. Norvell, though, is 31-17 in 4 years, winning that ACC title last season. All right, now, number 9 is Ole Miss. 59% over the last decade. 73-50. No national titles, no conference titles. Kiffin, though, Lane Kiffin is 34-15 in 4 years. It's getting better there in Ole Miss. And it was funny, too. Adam said, I hate to keep bringing him up. I want to know what we talked about it after the video, of course, and I don't think he's my cousin, but he said Mississippi State's in it. I said no, it's Ole Miss is the Mississippi school that is good now, because it used to be for a long time Mississippi State was better than Ole Miss, and they really 59% over the last decade. So then the last team, number 10 of these AP ranked teams, the way they would be ranked over the last decade, number 10 is Texas. 58% over the last decade, 73-53. Sarkisian, though, is 25-14 in 3 years, but 12-2 last year. And 6-7, 5-7, 5-7, 7-6, 10-4, 8-5, 7-3 during COVID, 5-7, 8-5, 12-2, and a conference title last year. 1 year, and they deserve number 4 in this AP ranking. I'm just wondering, I know the players on the team matter the most, and then the coach, maybe the coaching staff matters the most. It's a toss-up, but then history. What are your tendencies? What have you done? And I'm giving you a decade here. Maybe Texas is about to do what Michigan did a couple of years ago. Win another conference, make it to the playoff, but lose. And then maybe in their 3rd time back, once they build a callus versus these great teams, they can actually win it. I'm not saying they're back. Michigan's back. We just won it. We have a track record. I don't like the term back, because it's so vague, but I think that one team on this list that has proven that they are actually back, it's the University of Michigan. So thank you, everybody, for watching. 12 and counting national titles. Like the video, please share with other people out on social media or through word of mouth. And subscribe if you have not to the channel. Like I said, predictions. resume ranking. And when I say predictions, I've already done my preseason predictions. I'm talking weekly predictions against the spread. Resume rankings are going to be happening soon. Reactions to the Michigan football team, what they did, and previews for every Michigan football game are coming this upcoming season and more. So there's probably going to be at least three videos a week. So you might as well subscribe, hit that bell for notification, and comment down below. Let me know what you think down there. And have a great day, everybody. Thank you. Go Blue.